welcome to another episode of 5 Minutes of Sunshine for Teachers. I'm your host, Kevin Fitch. If you ever have any questions, go to 5 Minutes of Sunshine for Teachers on X and send us a message. We'd love to hear from you. School, as we've heard on previous episodes, is a place where strange things happen. Only kids would be audacious enough to do some of this stuff because, frankly, they don't know any better or they just don't care. We adults have been programmed to perform certain ways in public. School is generally the place where kids learn a lot of these social expectations, although sometimes it takes them many years to get it. Farting in class is one of those expectations. We grown-ups know better. We know that you don't just fart in a public setting, you save it for a more private place. A lot of kids, though, have no problem farting in class. Sometimes it's silent but deadly. Usually I'm teaching, the class is on task, and then cries of disgust sweep across the room. Who farted? OMG, it stinks so bad. Something died in here. These are the unexpected moments in our teacher lives that they don't tell you about in teacher school. Somehow, you have to get the class back on track without shaming anyone. I'll say, just ignore it, everybody. It's just a normal part of life, but somebody will shout out, "It was you, Matthew. God, that's so disgusting." Matthew, he'll smile a devilish little smile, and we all know it's going to happen again later that day. But still, I'll say firmly, please don't embarrass anyone. Everybody farts. Let's move on. This usually works, though there are times when farting is contagious. There'll be the silent but deadly fart, which creates the minor commotion, and then there's the kid who thinks it's funny to fart. We've settled down and are moving on with our lesson when, boom, Juan Paul lets out a fart that shakes the building. The class erupts in laughter. Juan Paul loves it, and then proceeds to rip out another fart. Some kids like him can fart on demand. Unbelievable. Now, I don't mind shaming these kids a little bit. They've got to know the boundaries of farting. I'll pause the lesson, look directly at Juan Paul, and explain again that yes, farting is a natural thing, and that yes, everyone farts, but that no, farting on purpose in class is not okay. Juan Paul smiles and says, "Okay, Mr. Fitch." But not a minute later, he lets out another epic fart, and the class erupts in laughter. Now we've got a problem. I ask Juan Paul sarcastically if he needs to go to the nurse. He shakes his head no and smiles sheepishly. Then he gets the, "If you fart on purpose one more time in class, you're going to miss recess" speech. He nods, smiles, and says, "No problem, Mr. Fitch." Now, kids aren't the only ones who fart in class. Teachers do too, although it's usually not intentionally. If you accidentally fart in class, there might be a few giggles, but most kids are afraid to say anything to you, and they just let it drift on by. Now, I know a teacher who did fart in class on purpose. She used it as a strange sort of classroom management tool. If kids were off task during a lesson, say drawing instead of listening, she'd walk over to their desks and fart, which of course got the kids' attention and usually got them back on task. Now, I wouldn't recommend ever doing this. I've never done it. This is just a true story from school to file away under the strange things that happen in school category. Anyway, farting in class is going to happen. It's a natural thing. But shaming someone who farts in class is definitely a no-no. For some kids, it's one of those moments in life that is terrifying and that they'll always remember and regret. Many years later, some kids will still talk about it. Remember that time in 5th grade when Sean farted in class? And they'll still laugh about it. And Sean will still be utterly mortified that people remember. Farting, of all things, is another opportunity for us teachers to do good. It's one of our many chances to teach kids social norms that will save them embarrassment in the future. Rather than shaming kids who fart in class, just ignore it and redirect the obnoxious kids who make fun. Unless you've got a class clown like Juan Paul who can fart on demand and who loves the attention it brings him. Feel free, teacher friends, to kindly redirect this kid up to and including keeping him in at recess to refocus and understand that farting intentionally in class is disruptive and not okay. Though you know that when you keep the Juan Pauls of the world in for recess to have the fart talk, it's probably going to end badly, with Juan Paul walking out the door and letting out a deep, rumbling, earth-shaking fart. I'm so grateful for everyone's support of 5 Minutes of Sunshine for Teachers. You're the power behind the words, and nothing on this podcast happens without you. If you'd like to give a donation to 5 Minutes of Sunshine for Teachers, it's pretty easy. Go to the Buy Me a Coffee page. Do so by, in your search bar, typing in coff.ee/Kevin Fitch, F-I-T-C-H. It'll take you to the Buy Me a Coffee page. You can also get there through our website, rss.com/podcasts/5 Minutes of Sunshine. On that website, there's a donate button. Click that. It'll go straight to the Buy Me a Coffee page. There you'll find $5, $10 monthly memberships, or you can give whatever you like. You're the boss. And so, my friends, thanks again for listening. I'll be dropping new episodes every week. I hope that these 5 Minutes of Sunshine are encouraging you to do the best job in the world, teaching. I'll see you again next time on 5 Minutes of Sunshine for Teachers.